Ryan? Ryan? Where's Ryan? I need new batteries. One, two, let it go. Do you see it at the we went to go? 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, filler time. I like that. Yes, sir. Look at that beard. Look at that beard. We got it down organ. How much is that going to cost? Shabbat shalom, everybody. We welcome the ministering angels. We turn to page 142. Shalom Aleichem. Is it 6 o'clock? 6 o'clock, right? Okay.
מלאכי המלאכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. בואכם לשלום מלאכי השלום מלאכי עליון. מלך מלאכי המלאכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ברכוני לשלום מלאכי השלום מלאכי עליון. ממלך מלאכי המלאכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום מלאכי השלום מלאכי עליון. ממלך מלאכי המלאכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
We invite Sandra Berman on this momentous occasion and her daughters to come light the Shabbat candles. And anyone else who'd like to come.
אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו מציוונו להדליק נר של Shabbat.
And for those who are able, we rise together for our Kiddush, top of page 123.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratza banu v'shabbat kodsho me'ahava u'b'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh Zeichel Yitziat Mitzrayim Ki banu bacharta ve'otanu kiddashta mikol hamim B'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'b'ratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabat l'chaim.
It's grape juice. It's a good week. Works every time. I'm telling you that one. We read together the bottom of page 127. We offer thanks to God for this Shabbat, which unites us in faith and hope, for Shabbat holiness which inspires sacred living, for Shabbat memories glowing even in darkness, for Shabbat peace born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessing, O God. We turn to Lachado D 138.
Lechandon di likrat kala yaradai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabelai yaradai yaradai lechandon di likrat kala yaradai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabelai shamor bezachor bedibur echad השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. לחנון די לקראת קלה ירדאי 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 פני שבת נקבל ירדאי לחנון די לקראת קלה ירדאי 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 פני שבת נקבל לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי היא מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה לחנוני לקראת קלה ירדאי 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 פני שבת נקבל ירדאי לחנוני לקראת קלה ירדאי 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 פני שבת נקבלה התעוררי התעוררי כי באורך ומיורי אורי אורי שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לחנון די לקראת קלה ירדאי 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 פני שבת נקבל ירדאי לחנון די לקראת קלה ירדאי 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 פני שבת נקבל.
We rise together to greet Shabbat HaMelkah.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצהלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה בואי חלה לחנון די לקראת קלה ירדאי 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 פני שבת נקבל ירדאי לחנון די לקראת קלה ירדאי 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 פני שבת נקבל.
We continue to the bottom of page 145. Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time, even at unlikely times and through unlikely places. There is no place on earth without the presence. We say right here, Chetzi Kaddish 144.
יתגדל ויתקדש שם רבה בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומייכון ובחי דכל בית ישראל בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה ברכו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמא ve'imeru Amen.
We rise together 146.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Yada-dai-dai-dai, 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 yada-dai-dai-dai. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam ba'ed, le'olam ba'ed. Yada-dai-dai-dai, 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 yada-dai-dai-dai.
Please be seated. The top of page 149, we continue together. Praise you, Adonai, our God, for whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets a way in which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise you, Adonai, our God, for whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, hamariv aravim.
Amen.
On the next page.
Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Ki heim chayenu Me'orech yameinu U'mahem nehegeh Yomam balayla Ve'ahavatcha al tasir Mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael Ki heim chayenu Ve'orech yameinu U'bahem nehegeh Yomam balayla Ve'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael Ohev amo Yisrael Ohev amo Yisrael. On 152, our Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Leolam Ba'ed Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha vehayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha beshinantam levanecha v'dibartam bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha b'derech u'v'shochmecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotavot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai V'yitem kedoshim le'Elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihyot lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet
The top of page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot. And please join me, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land. The winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there's no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Our song of freedom, how fitting it is tonight too, for our 250th birthday, our Mi Chamocha.
Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi Chamocha nedar ba'kodesh, Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi Chamocha nedar ba'kodesh. Nora tehilot osei bele Nora tehilot osei bele Adonai meloch leolam ba'ed Malchutecha ra'u banecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam Ze'eliyanu ve'amru Ze'eliyanu ve'amru Adonai meloch leolam ba'ed Yai dai 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 Yai dai 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 Yai dai 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 Yai dai 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 dai.
We continue together at the top of page 161. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will. Our Hashkivenu is right here, 160.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom V'hamideinu shomreinu lechaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom V'hamideinu shomreinu lechaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom V'hamideinu shomreinu lechaim. Lechaim, lechaim.
The middle of page 165. Prayer invites God's presence to suffuse our spirits, God's will to prevail in our lives. Prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, rebuild a weakened will. For those who are able, we rise together for tefillah at the top of page 166.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע. מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. We continue together at the top of page 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh Shabbat. We continue with our Ritzei on the next page.
Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu Be'amcha Yisrael U'tefilatam me'ahama tekamel Tehilel ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael Yisrael amecha el karov lechol Kore'af penei elav hadecha v'choneinu shefoch ruchacha aleinu v'techezena eineinu B'shuvcha leTzion berachamim Baruch atah Adonai Hamachazir Shechinato
The top of page 179. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, as an advocate among the nations. Make a temperate reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praise you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol ha-shalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol ha-shalom. Betov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Baruch אתה אדוני, המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום. We take a few moments for private prayer. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי, יהיו לרצון אמרי פי, והגיון ליבי לפניך, אדוני צורי וגואלי. Oh, may the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart be acceptable before you. O God, my rock and my redeemer. Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru, ve'imeru, amen.
At this moment in our service, we think of those especially who are in need of healing of body and spirit. We think of Sandra Berman, David Benton, Alan Davis, Daria Freeman, Sophia Barry Gordon, Richard Harrison, Shelley Hayes, David Krasowski, Virgil Luger, Michal Mizrowitz, Paul Mosteller, Stephen Muss, Ron Ostreicher, Makabat Rachel, Chaim Shmuel, Jerry Sklar, Deborah Swindle, Alan Unger, and Brenda Weinstein. For those who are with us tonight, if you're thinking of a loved one, a friend, someone who's in need of healing of body or spirit, and you wish to share a name, we invite you to do so either by rising or as my eyes meet yours. For those names mentioned out loud and for those names that are still in our hearts, our Mishaberach, our prayer for healing, middle of page 371.
Mishaberach Avoteinu Mekor habracha le'imoteinu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and to let us say, Amen. Mishem Beirach Imoteinu Mekor habracha la'avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
70 years ago, you stand underneath a chuppah. We're not standing under the chuppah. Let's come get a blessing. Come on up, Sander, now. For those who are able, we rise together. To have this honor to bless you means the absolute world to me. And before Robbie bestows the priestly blessing that's been upon our people for thousands of years, there's just a few things that I want to say. You're a proud great-grandmother of 12, 7 grandchildren, 3 children. A remarkable legacy.
11, great. Yeah.
11, you said 12.
A lot.
Maybe God willing, there's more. Okay. But I want to go back nearly August of 2019. A dear friend from Gadsden passed away, Bunny Huggadore, in a blessed memory. You, Alan, called me, and you were insistent upon taking me to Gadsden because I wouldn't find the cemetery. You rejected the notion of Google Maps, and you were insistent that we go together. I met you at Temple. You, Sandra, you sat in the back seat, so casual with your legs up. And we made our way to the city that was your home. We went to the funeral, but this special moment of reuniting with your former city wasn't done. You showed me the downtown area, and then you showed me your synagogue, which was a part of your lives where you guys were instrumental in making sure it would remain, where you were a past president. So Gadsden, and you both were past presidents. You both loved showing me this. And when we made our way back to Birmingham, I remember this like it was yesterday. Robert and Allison, they were returning back from Spain and calling to make sure that you guys were okay because they just landed. Later on, Robert and Allison had me over for Thanksgiving when I was all by myself, and seeing the Berman family and going to the football game. It was a 6 o'clock game against Arkansas. We got to leave the third quarter. I was pretty excited about that. But you two have been absolutely remarkable, and I'm being selfish here for me. During great moments or during difficult moments, the life of the rabbinate can prove itself sometimes challenging. But when I see you out there in the first pews, I know the service is going to be okay because I get to see both of your faces. In this week's Parashat Hukat, we learn about the uncertainty of the Israelites, and I've talked about this often, that the fear of being free caused them desperately to not prove themselves to be the best. But Moses, through God, showed them through the power of faith and resilience, is how we find certainty. We live in an uncertain time. But what you have done for the Berman family, the certainty of your generations to continue, whether in Huntsville, Montgomery, Birmingham, and Houston, wherever you find your family, they are permeating with kindness, compassion, and with hope. 70 years you stood underneath the chuppah, taking a chance. And I asked you, how do you do it? 70 years. And you told me, I married the best person that I know, and I'm so lucky. 70 years, Hazaku Baruch, strength and blessings to the most remarkable couple and congregants that I have ever had in my 12-year career. And I ask the cantor to come up as he bestows upon you a priestly blessing.
Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom shalom. Can you hear that song?
Thank you, Cantor.
Please be seated. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
The past 3 weeks, during my annual staycation, I've been here following the news, and so many of us have friends and family in the state of Israel. And during the 12-day war with Iran, we were on pins and needles, hoping that everyone was going to be okay, our loved ones. I can recall so many congregants telling me that in '67 they were glued to the television or the radio, wanting to know if Israel was going to be there the next day. And this was a pinnacle moment for so many people's Jewish identities. It fortified. Our own Elizabeth Block, I hope this is okay that I'm saying this, she went to Tel Aviv to see her ailing sister, Malka Bat Rachel, for those who are wondering, in our Misha Berach list. And before she knew it, on Thursday morning for her, Friday morning for her, Israel engaged in a commanded mitzvah to prevent harm to not only to the state of Israel, but to the Western world, a just Lord. And we had no idea when Elizabeth was going to be able to come home. and she was able to communicate with us. And what Elizabeth is a living witness to arguably the most significant war for the Jewish people. I think so, at this moment. What Israel pulled off, the miracles, what happened, Israel believed that they were going to lose 900 to 4,000 Israelis, but through the miracle of God, unfortunately, 25 did lose their lives. But Elizabeth was there. The amount of time she ran to the Mamad, the bomb shelters, to be with her family, what it was like to feel a building shake. And I believe it's significantly important for the history of Temple Emanu-El to share her story, and I asked her to come to speak to us tonight so all of us can be living witnesses to one of our own who survived the 12-day war in Israel. Elizabeth, come on up. Do you want the stool?
Shabbat Shalom and Happy Independence Day. Tonight, I want to share with you a snapshot in real time of what it was like for me to be in Israel during the Israel-Iran, the 12-day war. If my words sound like they're all over the place, it's a reflection of my experience and emotions during that time. All over the place. On the morning of June 4th, my niece Lior picks me up at Ben Gurion Airport. My 12-day trip to Israel is for one purpose only: to spend time with my sister Malka, my niece Lior, and her 3 beautiful daughters. My sister Malka, as some of you may know, is in the advanced stage of dementia Alzheimer's. On Friday, June 13th, 2 days prior to my scheduled return flight, sirens are heard around 3 a.m. Israel has launched preemptive strike in Iran. The mission is named Rising Lion. The strikes are targeted at Iran's nuclear infrastructure, ballistic missile factories, and military capabilities. All missions are carried out with precision by 50 brilliant and laser-focused IDF pilots. That morning, the entire state of Israel is in shock and impressed and relieved and grateful all at the same time. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu addresses the nation, stating that the goal of the strikes was to roll back the Iranian threat to Israel's very survival by preventing Iran from building nuclear weapons. Government officials announce that Iran will retaliate. They tell us to be prepared for difficult days ahead. Public announcements are made that all non-essential workplaces and schools are closed until further notice, and everyone must remain close to protective spaces by 12 noon on that Friday, the first day of the war. Seeing Israelis at supermarkets preparing for the possibility of several days of shelter in place reminds me of the shopping frenzy we see here when a major storm is approaching. Only the storms in Israel rain missiles. In the supermarkets, there seems to be enough of everything for everyone. I watch the shoppers. There is no fear, no panic. Iranian missiles start coming in waves on Friday night. City sirens and all cell phones alert and go off very loud. First, alerting people to stay close to a bomb shelter, also known as protective space. About 10 minutes later, they go off again, announcing you have 90 seconds to get into a protected space. While my niece, her husband, and 3 daughters calmly go into the protected space in their home, the sirens and missile attacks are overwhelming for me. And just as the sirens are blaring and I'm sitting in the protected space, I get a text from Rabbi Wright, concerned for my safety, asking if I am in a protected space. His timing is perfect, and I'm grateful for his words, prayers, and support, especially during this first night of the war. For the following 12 days, everyone is glued to their TVs. Images of destroyed homes, children, adults, pets rescued from the rubbles play nonstop on the TVs and on the phones via social media. And then on June 16th, the 4th day of the war, we enter our protective space as we hear the sirens. And just before we close the door, we hear loud blasts, and the entire house shakes. Within a few minutes, we find out that the direct hit was in Petach Tikva, where I am with my niece and her family. The missile hits a residential building and takes the lives of 4 people. That includes 95-year-old Holocaust survivor Yvette Shmilovich, 77-year-old Yaakov Bello, 77-year-old Hadassah Bello, and 85-year-old Daisy Yitzhaki. May their memory and the memory of all 29, including children, who lost their lives during the 12-day war, be a blessing to Am Yisrael. While Israeli pilots continue their daily missions and hit every target, there's an uplifting news story on TV about the 16 female pilots, rising lionesses on this mission alongside 34 male pilots. This story brings all Israelis a deep sense of unity and pride in the IDF pilots and all IDF soldiers in general. The sirens go off nightly and multiple times on some nights. Not every missile can be intercepted by the Iron Dome, and therefore every night there are hits as civilians are targeted by Iran. There is property damage and destruction every night, and fatalities on some nights. And then on Thursday, June 19, an Iranian ballistic missile hits the 3rd floor surgical ward of the main hospital in southern Israel, Soroka Medical Center in Beersheba. We know there will be many casualties as we see images of the damage to the hospital building. Then comes the good news: no casualties, and just 1 person with minor injury. Was this a miracle? There has to be some type of divine intervention, which I believe came through Moshe Bar Siman Tov, Israel's Director General of the Ministry of Health. On Wednesday, 1 day before the direct hit to the hospital, after seeing an intelligence report warning of coordinated attack involving multiple missiles and drones at once, Bar Siman Tov ordered immediate evacuation of the surgical floor at Soroka. All patients recovering from surgery were immediately moved to secured parts of the hospital building, including underground wards. This action by Bar Simantov saves hundreds of lives. To top off this miracle, while under missile attack, Soroka Medical Center delivers over 100 babies. Strength, faith, resilience, life. That's who we are as a people, and our brothers and sisters in Israel live by these attributes every day. After several days of no fatalities, on Tuesday, June 24, a ceasefire is announced, but an Iranian missile hits a building in Beersheba, killing 73-year-old Naomi Shanan, 50-year-old Michal Sachs, her son, 18-year-old Eitan Sachs, and his girlfriend, 18-year-old Noah Bogslavsky. May their memories be a blessing to Am Yisrael. During this 12-day war, 29 Israelis, including children, lost their lives. 3,431 Israelis were injured. 10,996 Israelis were evacuated from their damaged or destroyed homes. Yet Israelis are resilient, finding joy even in the most difficult of times, and that I find inspiring. In between the news stories on casualties and images of destruction on TV, there are news stories of bravery of first responders, stories of hope for a better life and a peaceful future. When knocked down, Israelis always have and always will, as Balaam says in Numbers 23, Am kelavi yakum. The people will rise like a lion. And our Talmudic sages teach us in Numbers Rabbah 20:20, inspired by their moral way of life, the people of Israel will rise up like a lion and not rest until its enemies are crushed. After all, what other army in the world notifies in advance the citizens of enemy country to evacuate because they live too close to ballistic missile factories or military bases that the IDF plan to strike? Am Yisrael as a whole, and Israelis in particular, have a moral compass. While the enemies of Israel have been targeting innocent civilians for years, the IDF does everything they can to save lives, even in enemy territories. And through all this, the hostages are on every mind, in every heart, and in every prayer in Israel. Today, July 4th, 2025, is the 636th day that almost 50 of our people are still held hostage in Gaza. May all our hostages, living and deceased, return to their loved ones very soon. Am Yisrael Chai. As for my sister, I visit her before my flight back. She's resting on the couch. I sit by her feet, gently massaging them. After a few minutes, she sits up and then lies back down, resting her head in my lap. As I gently hug and kiss her, she falls asleep in my lap. Without words, my beautiful sister Malka is telling me, Elizabeth, my sister, I'm so glad you came to visit me. I know you're going back to America, but you are always in my heart, and I love you very much. You live in my heart, Malka, the most loving, kind, compassionate sister I am so blessed to have. I will come to visit again soon. May God bless you with peace of mind, body, and spirit, now more than ever. I love you, Malka. Shabbat Shalom.
Wait. When she mentioned the brilliance of Moshe, who moved the patients out of the surgical ward, and we try to find God in the most difficult times, I was driving Elizabeth nuts because her scheduled flight to go to Tel Aviv kept on getting canceled because of United Airlines, and I was trying to convince her to fly strange Israeli airliners that will get her there, but it kept on getting pushed back, and I was trying to be travel agent, and finally she got on an LL flight, and then I felt, so horrible of convincing her to go, but I want to be as clear as possible, and once we send this sermon out to the congregation, what you just heard was real and from the heart, and if you have friends, if you have kids, your grandkids, who want to make their Judaism empowered, listen to this story because it's going to go down in the history books. It's what our people need to hear about what happened. Chazak Baruch. Thank you so much. We rise together for our Risa Lenu 586.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, מגורלנו ככל המונם. מה אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. On this Shabbat, we recall the yortzites of Muncie Harris Abrams, Harold Van Balen, Molly Hess Becker, Solomon Berdowski, Bertha Bressler, Jacob Berger, Richard Chadwick, Donald Rosen Chapman, Tessie Cohen, Lois McMillan Cooper, Barry Cotton, Pearl Cypress, Tessie Diaro, Pauline Doff, Florence Epstein, Lillian Finkelstein, Gertrude Gerson, Yetta Hardman, Julia Loeb Hirsch, Gloria Goldstein Houghton, Carrie Jaffe, Rose Kahn, Aileen Kaiser, Tommy Kahara, David Copeland, Ann Kretzman, Gertrude Labe, Paula Leader, Philip Lewis, Frank Liebrach, A.B. Loveman, Jeffrey Lowenthal, Yankee Sokol Marcus, Margot Kessler Marks, Nancy McClinney, Karen Lynn McKinley, Mark Aaron McKinley, Allison Evans Mead, Serene Davis Meyer, B. Miller, Beatrice Mogilner, Judy Newman, Edward Phillips, Minnie Meyer Picard, Harold Renaud, Mary Rich, Dora Rosen, Frank Sachs, Anna Scher, Ella Scott, Julia Simon, Bertha Smolian, Jesse Solomon, Harry M. Strauss Jr., Sidney Tucker, Sherry Ubin, Ben Wheel, Joe Weinstein, Snooks Otis Weinstein, Abe Weinstein, Miriam Wolfson, and Gloria Zell, and the heartfelt condolences of Chaim men who have passed away in this shoshim. If it is your custom to rise for a mourner's kaddish, we invite you to do so on page 598. Yikadal v'kadash shemei rabbah, bi'omad yirach erotei v'amlich malchutei, b'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayet v'kol beit Yisrael, b'gala v'zman kariv v'yamru.
Amen.
Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach v'olam alamei maya, yiparach v'hishabach v'ipa'ar v'itramam v'itnaseh, v'itadar v'talal v'talal shemei kudsha.
Barichu.
Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushvechata v'nechamata, damiram v'yoma v'yamru.
Amen.
Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamru.
Amen.
O say shalom b'mromav, huya say shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamru.
Amen. O say shalom b'mromav, huya say shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru. Amen.
Before we conclude with a special song, since October 7th, we've been facing it's in Heshab. Oh, a bit on my. Okay. We can edit that part out for those live streaming. But we'd face here for Haktikva, praying for hope of an end to the war and release of the hostages. And tonight, we're going to face the American flag and sing Irving Berlin's God Bless America. And when Elizabeth was talking about the female pilots who flew those F-35s, the moment it was for the IDF, and I want to say it was also a miracle that our B-2 pilots, one of whom was a woman, flew a 37-hour round trip from Missouri, one of the greatest and most significant Air Force campaigns in the history of the war, we can say, and hit those targets to prevent future attacks from Iran. And it was a proud moment because it was a just moment. And I hope that we all can one day celebrate as Americans for this pinnacle moment, because I remember Elizabeth was sleeping. I may have texted her Thursday night saying we just hit Iran, us as in the Americans. Irving Berlin, a Jew, God bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
And before we say Shabbat Shalom, this is so fitting. I want to say welcome to Adam Gordon, who is officially our president of Temple Emanu-El, and I have some great news to share for you. We were going to do this piece on the organ, which it should be done, but we just found out there's a little bit of electrical damage because of the storm. Something for you to marinate on as you're president of the historic Temple Emanu-El. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Good Shabbos.
Onig downstairs.